All right. So, About Technology is a seasoned information technology company led by experienced professional with extensive industry experts. As a Nigeria-based company with world-class experts in IT, we specialize in delivering cutting-edge digital solutions. Our core expertise include web design, web and mobile application design, UI/UX design, creative graphic design, SEO, and more. We are committed to delivering high-quality, result-driven web solutions with a strong focus on customer satisfaction. Our team consists of skills, motivated and dedicated web design and more a mobile app developer. So why choosing about technology? We all have we have many IT solution provider. So why choosing about technology? So this is our niche, and this is the reason why you need to work with Microsoft technology. So the first one is one-stop digital hub. This means that everything your business needs to survive, we have it in one stop. So from web design, graphics to digital marketing, UI, UX, IT consultants, we provide everything your business needs in one place. So the second thing is expert and innovation. A skilled team using latest tools and creative strategies to deliver modern user-focused solution. Then client-centered approach. So we listen. We don't just move to the solution. We listen to your problem, digest it, and tailor our service to meet your specific business goal. So the next one is affordable and reliable. We all know that we need money to survive, and also everybody is managing the resources they have. So that's why we are affordable and reliable. So and then after the development, we provide training and ongoing support. So beyond solution, we empower clients with training, knowledge transfer, and 24/7 consultancy. So this is our vision to be to be most trusted partner in empowering brand digitally, helping businesses and individuals harness technology, creativities, and data to achieve sustainable growth and global relevance. So this is our mission to empower brand digitally through innovative web design, graphics, UI, UX, data analysis, and IT consultants to provide scalable, user-focused, and result-driven digital solutions that create real business impact. To build capacity through training and mentorship, equipping future innovators with essential tech skills. To foster long-term partnership by delivering excellence, creativity to measure results. So this is the service we provide. We render web design and mobile app development, graphics and UI/UX design, digital marketing, training, and consultancy. Also, we offer virtual assistance. We help business to register with the CAC to get their TIN, identification number, SCUMO, affidavits, legal documents, and general admin service. So this is part of the work we have done. I think this one is still last year, where we still have some ongoing projects. You can see from here we have Aderemi Bamidele Chartered Accountancy. So the base in Ibadan. So we have Phoebe Foundation based in Abeokuta, Ogun State. We have Aquam Foundation, the base in Lagos and also UK. So we have Greenspring Impact Academy, the base in Delta and Lagos. We have Unzi Event World. It operates across Nigeria, Port Harcourt, Lagos. So they are event planning. So we have Greenspring Development Initiative, Asaba and Lagos. So we have Ciprinal Estate Management, the base in Ibadan and Lagos. We have Sport Foundation, Abeokuta and UK. So we have New Glory Humanitarian Foundation, the base in Lagos, and also across some part of Southwest, some part of Western Africa, West Africa rather. So also we have Caprite VP, the base in Lagos and Asaba. So we have Brinkman Foundation, so the base in Lagos and Delta. So we have GNA Foundation, Lagos and Abuja. So we still have some other projects, but these are just the part of the web design project. All these things you are seeing on your screen, you can request it for their, you can search it, or you request it for their URL, so that you can see that they are live and running, they are happy working with Avatar Technology. Most of them, we have been together for like 3-4 years. So for you to know that we provide, we work with trusted brand and they are happy working with us. So part of the service we render is the graphics. So these are just some part of the design we have done. Not everything we can showcase, but it's just some key design. So you can see from this one, this is NGO compliance infographics. I think we designed this one for the committee on NGO in House of Senate. So this one is Lagos State Water Sector Budget Analysis Report. I think this one is 2023. So another one, you can see we have many more. One of the recent one is this one, State Ranking of Civil Society Regulatory Environment in Nigeria. So we designed this one for global rights. So you can see we have many, these are just some parts for you to know that we have been assistant of this business not yesterday, and the sky is beyond the limit. So these are part of the virtual assistance we have done for some people. We have done for this Greenspring Social Impact Academy. Likewise, Samantech smartphone and accessory ventures. We can't be showing everything, but these are just some few we can. And these are trusted by top brand. So we have Sport Foundation, Greenspring, BringMind, Laxop, Lasma, PHSAI. We have Global Right. We have Ajika Ishat Foundation, GNA, Budding Height, New Glory Missionary and Humanitarian Foundation. We have many more. So thank you for listening, and over to you, Aisha.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for that. So now to the program proper. The overview, okay, that has been done. So we'll be moving to the keynote speaker, but before then, let me just do this with us. Okay. So Muideen Hakim, Mr. Muideen Hakim is a
Aisha.
senior. Now,
let's seek permission from him because he sent the latest one, but very late. So I don't know if you can take some seconds. Let me forward it to you. Maybe you can.
all right,
You
yeah.
can read from that one.
All right.
We are very sorry. We work with time and we have done the design, but we can't because of the time. Before you move to that one, is a program overview that's supposed to come next before the speaker. Okay. So let me handle the program overview. So then after that, then our speaker can now proceed. I believe you can see it, Aisha.
All right, sir. Yes, I have it already.
Oh, all right. So this program, monthly webinar organized by Microsoft Technology. So every month we bring different related topics that we know that it's helpful and we can use it to balance our work. So like the likes of the last month, which was based on AI, because many people believe that AI will take their job. And it is only people that are very smart that know that AI only make work to be very easier. It's not only to take their job. So that was what the last webinar was all about. And before the last one, I think the previous one is on how to balance the work, how to balance your CV with your LinkedIn profile. Because you know, many people have the issue when they put their CV together, they will add different things that are even not stated on their, they have it on their CV, but it's not stated on their LinkedIn. So part of the thing recruiter use is that they will go and check your name on the LinkedIn to compare with what you have on your CV. So that was where you can see that in many occasions, your application will be dropped and they will move on with people that have the late that are already that have what they are looking up to. So, and we have discussed about IT for impact. So likewise, the IT and entrepreneurship as a way to balance this Nigeria of today. So every presentation like that will bring different topic so that to sensitize to sensitize the people. So why this today we are talking about the cloud storage. So when you look at cloud storage, people will be like, what is cloud storage? Because you know the issue we have when we lost our phone, when they stole our laptop, most of the documents we can't get them, most of the picture, most of the video. So how are you going to be able to balance to maximize your CV? Okay, to maximize the data storage you have, so that you are not going to be like your hard copy certificate has been stolen. So how will you be able to handle it when you have your data storage? And we all know that Google give us the Google Drive, but only few people use it. And sometimes too, when you update, when you synchronize it with your picture will full it, and you can see that at the end of the day, you will not be able to receive email because everything will full. So that was why I was like, okay, well, how will you be able to balance it? Let's assume you are working now, you're working with 3 people. Are you still using Excel? You are not even updated with the Google Sheet and some other thing like that. So that was why this month program being structured. So, and thank God we have an expert in the house today. So I will not talk much. I think that is how we structure it. And by next month, we are bringing something you cannot even miss. That is how we do every blessed month. So that is about the program organized by Microsoft Technology to sensitize people about the tech. So thank you so much. Aisha, over to you.
All right, thank you so much. So, Mr. Muhyiddin Fola Akim is a senior dev and cloud engineer with years of experience designing. Implementing, and optimizing complex, secure, and scalable multi-cloud cloud infrastructure. He has led the architecture and management of hybrid environments spanning AWS, Azure, and GCP, integrating cloud platform with on-premises system. Sorry, I'm not familiar with those words. With on-premises system to deliver high performance resilience solution. Known for translating technical challenges into practical, secure, and cost-effective strategies. Muhyiddin has achieved significant cloud costing savings, streamline deployment pipelines, and enhance system reliability across multiple organizations. His journey in tech began with IoT Big Tech Fellowship, where he was part of the pioneering cohort. While initially uncertain about his path, the fellowship's structured guidance and mentorship sparked his passion for cloud computing. Beyond technical training, the program provided a community of peers and mentors that shaped his professional and personal growth. Today, Mr. Muhyiddin continues to mentor aspiring engineers, lead technical workshops, and contribute to the wider tech community, emphasizing practical skills, infrastructure, automation, and a secure cloud practices. Thank you so much, Mr. Muhyiddin Hakim. Let's have you, sir.
You can share your screen. I've already make you a co-host, sir.
Oh, okay. Please give me a minute. I'm trying to sign
All right,
in
sir.
on my laptop. I don't know. For some reason, the network it has been very good before now. I don't know. All of a sudden, it just okay.
While we are still waiting for him, I believe everybody can hear me.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
I have a question to ask. I believe if we can answer it with our chat, who can tell me one of the essential applications that you have been aware of when it comes to cloud storage? If you have answer to that, you can type it on the chat box. How many of us are aware of the Google contact? Okay. I can see it from engineer Usman Abdulrahman. He typed Google Drive, and also from Jibulu Rafiat, you have OneDrive. We have Google Drive, OneDrive as well. I believe everybody having come across this app, how will you be able to maximize it, the opportunity Google gave you? And I believe everybody are aware that once the storage full like this, Google will start charging you that, okay, oh, yeah, subscribe. Because all this thing is a free, like a free 5 gig. Google gave us when we open an account. So we can use this thing to secure our contact, because sometimes when you want to save contact on your phone, if your SIM card full or your phone also occupied, you can use the Google contact, because these are the kind of thing that even when you lost your SIM card or you lost your phone, all the number you registered on the Google contact, you can still retrieve it as soon you synchronize it with another phone. As soon as you sign up your email address on another phone. Likewise, when we talk about the Google Drive as well, we all understand the Google photo. Sometimes when you are connected to the Wi-Fi, you will be automatically save the picture you have on the Google Drive. So okay, so someone say Apple Cloud. Yes, Apple Cloud. Thank you, Engineer Usman.
Sir.
Apple. Hello.
Hello, sir. Please let's hold on. We'll continue with that. Our Speaker is back with us.
Okay, it's back.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's listen to the experts.
All right, sir. Welcome, sir.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
All right. I'm sorry about the network hiccup. I don't know. All of a sudden, it just went haywire. Okay. So today we are going to be discussing about because I don't want it to be a very long and boring thing. In fact, I'm not going to show you any. I'm not going to be showing you one. Aesthetically pleasing um, 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 slide or slides, as it may be. So, but today I just want us to discuss the core of cloud storage and how we can actually use it to protect against our data. So, but before I would dive into any of this discussion, I would like to thank the host for bringing this program to life. And that is because in the world as we see it today, everything is already digitized. Everything is digital. Um, no matter what you want to do now, you have to go digital. You have a lot of information flying around on the internet and you don't even know it. So there are a lot of places that um, we are we are open to vulnerability based on the use of based on the fact that everything is now digital, and even though it comes with a lot of benefits, um, the same way it comes with a lot of risks and threats, right? So today, I would start by discussing what the cloud means, right? Because if you talk about the cloud, so to a layman, the cloud is, that that foamy stuff in the sky, right? But then, technically, in the world of IT, that is not the cloud. So the cloud in the world of IT is is basically someone else's storage. That is just it. The cloud is someone else's storage. Now you might be thinking, okay, what do I mean by someone else's storage? Yes, the idea of the cloud actually started right um, by one of the big names in the um, in the industry of cloud computing, which is AWS, and that is Amazon, really. So AWS means Amazon Web Service, right? So they started by, Amazon had a lot of, Amazon sell books, right? So they have their platform where you can buy books. So they have a particular computer that actually has an application where you as a user can log in and book for whatever book you want to you pay for whatever book you want to buy, and then from there they can process delivery to you, right? So they were doing that, and because of the number of clients and customers they have, the application need because the application would have to store the details of the people. It would have to store the details of the book that are being sold, and also some other important metadata, right? So it needs storage. Now it gets to a point that the maybe for instance they were using 100 gig of storage. At a point, the storage gets filled up. Now they need to get something bigger. So they got maybe 1 terabyte. After a while, the 1 terabyte got ex- um, fully explored. So they need a bigger storage as well. So they got another storage, and it was like that and like that until now. Because now they now have plethora of storage, but then the older ones are no longer in use. Like the one of 100 gig they used to have, they no longer use that, and it was just laying there, you know, doing nothing because they no longer use it. They have a bigger size now that they are now using, right? So they thought, okay, how do we maximize this? Then ideas started brewing. Some people said, okay, let us sell it. I mean, we bought it, we no longer use it. We would have people that would have a use case for it. Let's sell it. And I want to believe that at some point they were selling some of this um gadgets, some of these storage devices. But it got to a point that someone just brought up the idea that instead of selling, just like we have in real estate where you can build a house and then you sell it, right? But you can also build a house and rent it out. right? You rent it out to others who cannot afford to build their own, and you might rent the whole house or a segment of the house. So why can't we just do that? And that way we would make more money than just selling off what we have. And that was how the idea of cloud began, because now the reason they chose the word cloud for that is because this storage, they are leasing you, right? They are leasing you, they are letting it out to you, and you are going to be paying for a particular a chunk from it. Say they have a big storage of 100 gig, and they are saying, you know what, we are going to give you out of this 100 gig, we are renting it out at the rate of $100 for 1 gig. Just an example, right? $100 for 1 gig. So what happens? You want to get 2 gig, you pay them $200. They will tell you, okay, you have 2 gig of storage with us, so you'll be able to store things there. But then they would also be the one managing that storage device for you. They would also be the one making sure that it doesn't get spoiled, right? So it takes away some risk that you would have initially if you own your own device yourself, right? Now I'm talking about big devices now, not just SD cards or memory card as we know it, or not just flash drives, and not even hard disks or floppy disk or hard drives as we have it. So, but bigger storage devices, some as big as the table you have in your home, right? And they can house petabyte of data. Okay. Now they would have a chunk for you. Now you will be in your house, in your country, in your continent, and they would give you access to that chunk, that small part of their own bigger storage. So to you, you don't even know what the device looks like. You don't know what it looks like. You don't know what model it is. You just know that you have a storage of 2 gig with them, and you're able to put things there. You're able to retrieve things from there. Right now, they thought that what is mysterious to us, because it is a mystery to you. You don't know anything about the device, so the device is a mystery to you. So they thought, okay, what is that thing that is also a mystery to everyone, that we don't most cases, most people don't know about it, except for the people that have explored the atmosphere, right? And they said, okay, the cloud. The cloud is up there. We believe that it is endless. You get, we believe that it is so it is so scattered and so much that even if we start plugging the cloud today, say for some reasons we have something we are using it for, scientists believe that we would not be able to exhaust it. Right. So the same thing goes for your cloud storage. You cannot exhaust it. You continue using it, and for as much as you want. Yes, we have petabyte of data, like I mentioned, and before you even reach 1 petabyte, it's definitely, because we have gigabytes, we have terabytes, there's exabytes. Do you get? So before you even get to petabytes, you are already, it's a long journey. So you believe that it is endless. So it is. They feel like, okay, the word that suits something that is endless but still accessible, we should use the cloud, and that was what brought about the name. Anyways, for some reason they used that name, and since then everyone has been using it. Now that is just a little bit of the history of what begets the cloud. So now, for you as a common man, for you and me as common men, we have enterprises, we have corporate organizations that need this the most. For instance, banks, right? They have to. Banks have thousands, hundreds of thousands of customers, in some cases tens of thousands. So they have to keep the customer data, their names, their picture, their BVN, their NIN, address, account details, and so everything that you keep with your bank, right? They have those details about you, and they have to have it about thousands of people like that. Now they need a storage to keep those things, right? So now that is for them. They need a lot of storage. And trust me, enterprises are securing, they know they have to secure it, and they are doing their best to do that. But for you and me as a common man, how do we reap the benefits of having the cloud? Well, it is very simple. Just like um, um, Said mentioned the other time, everything is digitized. Everything. if you are going to be registering for, I remember then when we used to write jam, written jam then. Yes, jam was written at some point, pen and paper, right? But then today now you write jam from the on the computer, CBT, post jam the same thing. Even in schools, when you're in school, you write your exams like that. So all those things are digitized, right? You go to and you want to visit. There was a time I even consulted a doctor over the internet, right? I had a session with him, explained, oh, he could not do physical session, obviously, but he gave me name of test to go and carry out. We did the test, sent he saw the results of the test and he was able to diagnose and he was able to prescribe medication. So that is to tell you the level at which things has been digitized or things have been digitized rather. Now, in a world where everything is digitized, how do you protect yourself? Because like I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of benefits to it. You can be anywhere in the world today and see anything happening anywhere in the world as well. The reason we are even more exposed today is because of the internet. And the internet wouldn't have been possible if not for the cloud itself. Okay, so and some other things too. Well, but how all these things are there, there are benefits to us. I'm able to access a very good health care without queuing in one hospital, without having to wait till morning, without, that is a very good thing, right? But then it comes with its own challenges and threats. For instance, there are bulliers or cyber bullies as they call them. And cyberbullying is just one very tiny, very minute threat that can come from the digital world. What about information uh, theft? Now, information theft is okay. You would think, who am I? Like, Amy, kind of inform what do they want to do with my information, even if they steal it? But what you don't know is they can actually do a lot. You can use your information to, rob a bank digitally. And then you are in your house, and God forbid, Interpol just knocks, and they wouldn't even knock. They would just break down the door and just come in and say, Mr. So, you are under arrest for. And you'd be like, what's going on here? So that is one of the things they can do with digital identity theft on the internet. Another thing they can do, right, is they can criminalize you. So although that is also one thing, and one of the things they can do, they criminalize you. And how would they criminalize you? They involve themselves in criminal activities and with your own data. And another thing is, you think you are not in now, you think you are not important right now, but then you don't even know where you are going to. Not just you don't even know what is going to come out of you. Maybe your children, maybe you don't even know what is going to happen in the future. So you cannot just neglect the threats that come with this digital world because you think you are not important for someone to exploit you yet. So, having said that, now how do you protect yourself? If you look at it, okay, before I even go into that, into how you protect yourself, how do you make the best of what is available, the cloud? One of the ways you can make the best of it is having your data securely, having your data saved, backed up somewhere. I have some, I don't have pictures actually, but I have some files that I've had since 2016, 2015. I still have them in my drive, Google Drive today. And that is because I leveraged cloud storage. All right. There are a lot of things that you can have that you can, there is no way I could have kept those digital books, right? There is no way I could have kept them if there is no cloud storage. I mean, I would have lost them because from one memory card to another, eventually at some point it gets missing. There is no way I could have, um, you know, harbor I could have kept some knowledge. There are some knowledge that we have today that are being passed on to us today over the internet. You don't to read books now. You don't necessarily have to buy the hard copy, except for some that are very limited. You don't even for you to access them over the internet. You still pay. But for most books today, good books about psychology, about anything at all, reach them over the internet. That's fantastic. Another thing you can one another benefits of what we have today is that um you can, when things happen, when accidents happen, you have a backup. For instance, maybe your phone gets lost, like uh, the host mentioned. Maybe your computer crashed. Maybe your hard drive stopped working, just like one of mine stopped working recently. If you have all your data backed up in the cloud somewhere, you are safe. You are safe, right? So that is one of the that is another use case. And another thing is that no matter what happens, your resources in the cloud is safe. And you'd ask me, it begs the question that, but wait, you said these my resources that I'm storing in the cloud is also in someone else's storage device. Maybe it is not on my own memory card, it is not on my own internal storage on my phone, it is on someone Google's, maybe if we are leveraging Google Drive now, it is on Google storage server or storage device. What if something happens to Google storage device? Because you are saying 100%, like 100% now, that nothing would happen to my files that I store with Google. So, well, one thing you should know is that those big players like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, they don't keep customer data in one particular location. They don't. In fact, what they do in most cases is that they have three replica of anything. So replica is just a duplicate. So they have three duplicates of anything you send to them, and they spread them across the world. For instance, according to Microsoft, they make sure that at least their data center. So data center is where they keep all these storage devices. It's like one big, very big house that has a lot of servers, storage devices, to house different, many, many types of user data and whatever it is you are saving with them. No, so they don't put it in one location. They spread it across three different locations, and they make sure that these three different locations are at least 300 miles apart. The reason they do that is so that if there is maybe an environmental hazard or a natural, any kind of natural hazard, right? Or even artificial hazard like war bombs and stuffs, it doesn't just wipe away all your data. Now, it might wipe away one version or one of the replicas they have, but they are very sure they still have two others. If for some reason it affected two different locations, because if you look at 300 miles from apart, that's like almost 500 kilometers, yeah. So but you cannot predict, and for you to travel from location X to location Y that is 300 miles apart is like 5 hours journey, at least 5 hours journey, or 4.5 4 hours. So that apart, in most cases too, aside from 300 miles, they also make sure that the third location is going to be an entirely different country. Mm. So, for instance, today now, I know for a fact that Microsoft has a data center in Ukraine. Let's say, for instance, I don't have that information, but maybe, for instance, the war has affected that location. Microsoft is still running. Nobody heard of anything because Microsoft has backups. And immediately that one is affected. In fact, before it is affected, they would have been looking for ways to fail over to the other ones they have so that you don't even know that anything is happening, right? So that is to tell you how safe it is to store things. Now, I'm not saying it is 100% impossible for you to lose whatever it is you have in the cloud. I mean, even you can you can delete it yourself, you can lose your password or something like that. But it is very, very hard. It is not as easy as it is for you to lose a data you have on your phone that you don't have on the cloud, right? And when I'm saying data here, right, I don't mean I don't mean your name and stuff alone. I mean even your files. Everything is a data, right? Even your files, your pictures, your videos, your um your PDFs, anything at all that you have that you want to save, that you want to keep safe. So it is best you put them in the cloud. And if you have them in the cloud, it is almost impossible.
Sorry, we can't hear you. Is it only from my hand?
That I want you to. So this is I'm going to be coming from the angle of cyber security now. Everybody should be cyber security.
Sir, it seems your network is messy again.
Yes, yes. It's like
That is,
fluctuating.
he said, am I still
Yeah, yes, we can
Yeah,
hear
your
you
network
now.
was acting up before.
Hello?
It seems he's not aware that something is wrong with his network. I'll send him a message, please. So then,
All right, all right. So apology to everyone. I think he's having network glitch. So that was why he's not even aware. So thank you for your patience. And I believe we are learning one or two, three things from what he has been.
he's back, sir. Thank you.
Oh, all right, all right.
you can hear me now, but
Yes,
Yes, we can.
100%.
sorry, please. So I'm actually not at home. I'm at work, not really at work, but I'm out for work. So that's why I'm unable to predict the network of this place. Okay, but I switched my network now. I think we should be good for a couple of minutes. Okay, so I think the last thing I said before the network cut me short was cybersecurity. I was talking about the three things that we should fundamental that are fundamental to cybersecurity, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that okay? Let me pick it up from there. So we call them the three A's, the three A's of cybersecurity. So they are very important, and and as individuals, there are things that we need to know. Everybody has to know it. It is not. This is not just a techie thing or a tech savvy person's thing. It is something that everybody has to know. Okay, so like I mentioned, the first thing to be authentication. Okay, I want to share my screen. Though it's just my I want to make some uh, uh, illustrations, and I want you guys to have a visibility. So just let me know when you can see my screen. Oh, I think I'm no longer okay. Okay, yeah. Um, can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
we can see your
Yeah, we
screen.
can
We
see
are
your
seeing
screen now.
Okay,
a white background.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. That white background. Now, so I was talking about the 3 A's of cybersecurity. Okay. And I said they are very important for everybody, not just for um, a techie person or for the tech bros, as we call them. It is for everybody to know because they are the reason why people are getting hacked. They are the reason anybody anywhere in the world gets hacked, or an organization get hacked. This it is one of those 3 things. Number one is authentication. So I was mentioning authentication, and I said that authentication is just going to tell you, it's just that thing that is in charge of processing the identity of a person, right? So, for instance, you have Google Drive today. Why is it impossible for me, since I'm using Google Drive and um, our host is also using Google Drive, every other person is also using Google Drive? Why is it impossible for me to see what they have in their own Google Drive? It is the same drive. I mean, Google Drive is just one thing. Why are we not seeing each other's um, files and stuffs? That is because of this one guy called authentication. Because everything you push to Google Drive has a metadata. So one of the metadata, we call it metadata, is just like a description of that thing, right? Now, one of the items inside that metadata or a video to my Google Drive, it would sign it to say this video or picture belongs to Muideen. Now, only Muideen can view that particular picture or video, unless Muideen decides to share it with other people, which is very possible, right? You can decide to share anything you have in your Google Drive with other people. You can decide to say, okay, I want to share it with just um Macams, just so person, and then you use their own identity, right? You tie their own identity to that particular um, file. Now they would also have to prove that they are the one before they can see it too. So proving who you are, verifying. So the system that is verifying if you are actually who you say you are, because I can decide that, oh, um, my name is Aisha today, and I can tell Google that, my name is Aisha. Well, how does Google verify? Because Google is not looking at my face. I'm not using fingerprint. How does Google verify that it is actually Aisha, not Muideen? It is through your account, right? Now, this your account is what you use to register yourself. And in the case of Google Drive now, it is your Gmail. In the case of OneDrive, it is your Microsoft account. In the case of iCloud storage now, it is your Apple ID. Right. So that Apple ID, if you look at your Apple ID, you see that it has your name, your phone number, and your email, right? At least those 3 things. The same thing for your Gmail. Yes, when you're registering your Gmail, you input your name, your phone number, as the case may be, and your you would have a mail address. The same thing with Microsoft. So now that's the way Microsoft will now know that, because I can easily know your own Gmail and I'll go and put it in Google Drive. But how would Google now know that this is not you? You are a liar. It is when it asks me for my password, for the password, and I'm unable to provide the password. And that is why your password is very important. That's where I want to start with. Make sure that your password is very, very strong. And I've seen this thing as a pattern. In fact, I myself am very guilty of it years before now. We tend to use one password across all the password. I know that some of you on this call, I'm very sure that some of you on this call, the password you are using for your Facebook is the one for your Instagram, is the one for your TikTok, is the same one you're using for your Gmail. In fact, when you were in school, it was that same password that you're using for your school school email, or even to log into your school portal. That is very wrong. It cannot get even worse than that. Number one, make sure that you don't have the same password across board. So different password for different accounts or platform. Okay, make sure you don't use one password twice. Why? The reason is because if that password gets compromised, that means all your accounts is compromised. So the person that has your password can log into your Facebook, to your Instagram, to everywhere and they can blackmail you. They can do all sorts of things, right? So never ever use the same password everywhere. That's number one. Number two, also on the password is don't use passwords that are very predictable. Some people have seen. In fact, this one is very common with our ATM pin. You see people using their year, their date, their year of birth as their ATM pin. It is very wrong. That means that if I know your age, I have access to all your money. And it is very, so if for a smart person that wants to steal your money, the first thing they will try is that your age. When they try it and it's not going through, they try the year, it's not going through, they will try the combination of the month and day. If it is not going through, they now start exploring other, like your phone number, the last 4 digits on your phone number, the first four, the middle four, and some other things like that. So it is very wrong. So anything that is predictable, you don't use it. You don't use your spouse's name as your password. You don't use your own name. Some people use the combination of their name and their date of birth as their password. Some people would even use their pet name. Maybe you have a pet, you have a dog, you have a cat. Some people uses those things. Some people use it as their password. It is wrong. Don't use any information that can be tied to you as your password. Make it as random as possible, as random as it could get. And another thing is, because I said don't use the same password across platforms, some people will now say, okay, I know what to do. So on TikTok, I would say my password will be Muhyiddin TikTok. On Facebook, it will be Muhyiddin Facebook. On That is very predictable because if a smart person is, and trust me, cyber attackers are very smart. He sees your TikTok password and he sees that you said the password is your name, then TikTok. The first thing he will try when he gets to Instagram is your name, then Instagram. So that is also very predictable. Anything that is like a pattern that can be easily identified, you don't use it as your password, right? Don't use patterns. Easily identified uh, patterns. Okay, that's another thing about password. Don't use your personal details. I think I've mentioned that too. Don't use your personal details. Okay, don't use your personal details. Now, so those are some of the things about your password. Another very important thing that you should do is always use 2FA. There's something we call 2FA in authentication. And although we call it MFA, but in most cases they call it 2FA. So MFA is just multi-factor authentication. MFA, multi-factor authentication. And from the word multi, it is saying that you are providing more than just one way of authenticating. What does that mean? Okay, you want to log into your Google Drive now. You've input your password. Then you now have to input a secret code too. Maybe a secret question like um, which city were you born in? Although those are not very secure actually. A lot of people might know where you were born in. So, or who is your hero or your childhood hero rather? Or what's your mom's maiden name? So that one is very popular. What is your mom's maiden name? A lot of people use that. So that is a security question. After inputting your password, you can decide to use that. Or you can also decide to go with some authentication or authenticator apps. We call them authenticator apps. So it is just a way of tying your account to another application on your phone so that even if someone is able to get your password somewhere else and they are trying to log in, it would ask them for a number and that number is only available on your phone. So unless they have access to your phone, they would not be able to log into your account. So 2FA, two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication, it is very important. all the platforms that you are using today, most of them have them, but we don't use them in most cases. So please, from today, try to start using them. Go to your TikTok, go to your Facebook, go to everywhere you have your accounts, especially this cloud space where you have a lot of things that you don't want to lose. Google Drive, OneDrive, and some other places that you've mentioned. Go there and implement MFA. So let us stop here on authentication because of our time. So let us go to the second one. The second one is authorization. You see, okay, authentication is one thing. You are able to prove to Google, you are able to prove to Microsoft, to Amazon that you are who you say you are after you have. But then, are you able to access a file? Now, that one is a second level. It is not authentication. For instance, I was mentioning that if you have a file in Google Drive today, you can decide that you want to share that file with someone else. Say you want to share the file with um, um, the host here, and you get their details, you get their email, and then you just share that with them, right? You input that their email there, and now it means that they have access to that file. But then, what are they able to do on that file? Are they able to, so for instance, Google Docs, maybe you have a document on Google Docs, a Word document, and then you share it with them. You can decide that they should only have view only. That is, the authority you are giving them is just to be able to look into that file. They should not be able to delete or even add to it. You can decide that, okay, you want to give them the full control. They can delete, they can edit, they can do whatever they like. That is authorization. That is a level. So you've given them you've given them access to that file, right? Authentication. They've been able to prove to Google that yes, I am who I am. But then authorization is to say, what are you authorized? What can you do here? And with authorization too comes some form of challenges, you know. But those things that I might be mentioning here, they would sound strange to you because it is very niche space. They are not just the ones that are quite um that are quite common to everybody are the ones I just mentioned. Maybe you have a Google Drive, um, you have a document on Google Docs, a Word document you share with someone. You know that is still Google Drive, right? I hope you know. So when you're using Google Doc, you are technically saving your document file inside Google Drive, but Google Docs is offering you a an interface to edit that file to, the same thing with Google Sheets for Excel on Google, the same thing with what else? Google Slides and so on. Okay, so although at a high level, there's something called RBAC. I don't want to discuss it, but let me just make you aware of it. It's called role-based access control. And it is basically what you are doing when you are giving someone a write or a read access, an edit, or just a view access. So you are giving them a role, and their role is to just be a viewer, and that is why they are able to view. You are giving them a right, and that is why they're able to. In fact, you can, in some platform, you can go so granular that you can say this person should only be able to edit and not delete. They can add, but they cannot remove. Yes, you can go that granular, but it is not like that on most of the cloud storage that we have out there. I should also mention that when we are talking about cloud storage, I think maybe I should be done with this first, and then I'll come back to that if I still have time. So there's RBAC, there's ABAC too, which is attribute-based access control. Don't let us go into that. That's too technical for this session. So the third A that we have is access control. You see, access control is very similar to um, authorization, but it is just not on just authorization. It is on both authentication and authorization. It is how the pattern of authentication and authorization, how they work, right? The policies and mechanisms that restrict access to resources. So for some, when I was mentioning the other time, I was saying, oh, your your identity, your name, your email. So access control is basically saying that, okay, how are we going to be giving access to this person? Is it through their email, or is it through something else? In most cases now, you see it is through email. But what there are other ways that you can do that, right? Now the same with permission. So in fact, in a very broad way, there are ways that you can have what we call just in time permissions. Just in time is say, okay, we are going to give you access to to this file for just 1 hour, for just 1 minute, for just 10 minutes. So that is just in time. Hmm? So that everything like that is what is encompassed in access control, which is the third one. So there are some other things that that are also, these are the three A's, these are the major ones, but there are other ones like accounting, like awareness, and so on and so forth. Okay, so but these are the three I think I should mention here. They are very important to you securing whatever it is you have in the cloud. So especially authentication and authorization, they are the most important to you. Authentication and authorization. And if you look at it, the way we have um, some of these cloud storages that we use today, they have been so streamlined for us. You don't need to do much, right? Just upload your files and make sure you keep your password safe. And in case you forget your password, there's always a way to retrieve your password, right? Maybe you have your phone number or some other email, a recovery email that you have set so that they can help you send a reset link to, in case you miss your password. So it is very important to take good care of your password and make sure it is not just some random password. So another thing which is very important that I should mention, outside of even cloud storage alone, it is just about cybersecurity completely. Don't be careful with public Wi-Fi or any available Wi-Fi, as the case may be. Okay, maybe someone is running hotspots for you. As I'm sitting here today. I can easily, hotspot you, as we call it, as we say it. I'll give you hotspots. You connect to my Wi-Fi, but I can have access to you. You see, at times some of the things that we learn makes us become very rigid and very very local in some cases, or like traditional. Because if you connect to a public Wi-Fi, it is very easy for an adversary, as we call them, a hacker, to get access to your phone. They can on your camera. Yes, they can on your phone camera remotely. They can check your messages, your WhatsApp, your anything. They can decide to install a malware through that Wi-Fi you are connected to, because it is just like opening your door for them. You are opening the door um of your own device to them. So be very careful of, and it is very important that you don't connect to Wi-Fi unless you are very sure that you are safe. So it is very important I mentioned that too. Okay, so in some cases they would say, okay, try to and it is important on password too. One of the things I just remember now is some people write down their password in paper, in I don't know, maybe even inside their OneNote. That is very wrong. You don't write down your password where every people can easily access it. We have some password managers. We have Google Password Manager. We have some independent ones too that you can, you know, and they are very secure. They are not going to sell your data. They are not going to. Mm-mm, right? Because they are also being controlled. We have agencies across the world that are in charge of, vetting that these people are not mishandling your information. So you are secure. So you can use a password manager. And what does a password manager does? They record the password, your username and password. They record it for each platform that you save with them. So, say for instance, your Facebook username and password is recorded there. Today, I don't have my passwords in my head. I have them in my password manager. So now you have what one of the risks with password manager is that if someone should have access to your password manager, they have access to literally all your passwords. And that is why password manager security is even more. important than. So if you can use use a password manager. If you can't, look for another way of remembering your password. But then please, and please, the habit of writing down your password to keep it safe so that you don't forget or something is very bad. Don't keep it simple so that you'd remember. Don't keep it don't make a pattern so that you want to remember, like I mentioned earlier, your name and then the name of the platform. Don't do that too. Okay. So, and make sure you don't use the same password twice. I know for a fact that almost everybody in the world today, on this call today, are making that mistake of using more than one password in more than a platform. So, which is very, 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 very wrong. So now, one of the take homes I want you to take home today, I'm rounding up already in a minute. One of the things I want you to take from here today is that all your gadgets, anything that connects you to the internet, your phone, your laptop, for some of us that have um, um, iWatches or any of the smartwatches, anything smart, make sure you are keeping them safe because they connect you to the world. They connect you to everything happening in the internet. And the internet is a very brutal place. So you have to secure yourself against it. Mm? So please, any device that connects you to the internet, make sure you guard them appropriately. Set a very strong password. Use multi-factor if you need to. All the platforms that you have to access. Be wary of downloading unfamiliar files. If you want to download an application, make sure you're downloading it from one of the official stores, Play Store for Android, App Store for iPhones, Microsoft Store for Microsoft for Windows PC, App Store for Mac and so on. Make sure that you are downloading from, and where you don't, where you have to download from, outside of the store, make sure you are downloading anything you are downloading from the official website. You want to download Facebook and you don't want to use your normal store, go to facebook.com. You want to download anything, make sure you're downloading it from the official store. Don't free things. I see people now, one of the mistakes they're making is because, so I want to have so thing free, they expose themselves, they become vulnerable. So please, free things. If you can't afford something, just let it go for your sake and for the sake of others around you. So that will be all for today. I hope I've been able to, deliver a little bit of security information, and I hope that after today you go and change some of the password that you already have that are not fit for a good a good password that is not securing you. And I hope that after this call you become more secure and you become more cyber aware. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. You can all, I believe everybody have benefited from our expert. His name is Muhyiddin Hakim. He's a cloud storage uh, cloud engineer at the IBTC, Stanbic IBTC rather. So he has gave us a lot of take home, I believe that we are getting something useful to our, should I say, to our life or to our device. Thank you so much. From what I put on the chat box, he he discussed a lot of things, but not to take our time. I believe he made mention of 3 A's. Why the first one is the authentication, and Facebook also do it sometimes when you are logging in to your Facebook account from different device. So you not ask you that you should approve the login from the first device that you are already logging with. And also on our WhatsApp, sometimes also we experience something like that, and I believe everybody can take a look at it and adjust. The next one is authorization, whereby you know that sometimes you will be having access to some device and you are just only a viewer. You know, it happens on the WhatsApp as well. When you turn something to one time viewer, you give people to just view it. After they view it, the thing will, I think that one fall into access control. And I believe everybody, we are learning something. And thank you to our guest speaker. Avoid free things, avoid free Wi-Fi. A lot of people have been in the trouble today because they connected to a free Wi-Fi and they withdraw all their money from their account, because hackers are, they are not even smiling at all. And I believe everybody fall into the purview of using the same password for all the device, because you don't want to forget. The same password for your email is the one on Facebook, is the one on this, is the one on that. So let's to what? To stay healthy in 2025, so that we are not finding ourselves, we are not putting ourselves in the trouble, because we want to benefit from the cloud storage and we are not protecting our data. So thank you so much. And also password manager. I believe some browser does something like a password manager, whereby you password on the browser, but you just need to put one password so that it will help you to pick the password you're already using. Do we have anybody with the question? Because the time is already fast approach, and because we are enjoying the speaker, we don't even want him to stop. If you enjoy him, let's see some emoji. Let's see some emoji. All right, all right, all right. Sekutman, Rukoya, thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you have any question? Sorry for taking it away from you, Aisha. It's just to just summarize the thing. I believe you can continue from here. If you have any part, if you have any question, so try to signify. So if you don't have any question, I think let's move to the closing remark, and I will give that one to Engineer Abdurrahman Usman. You can give us the closing remarks, sir. Are you fine with the environment you have to give us the closing remark? And also, if you can on your camera, please, let's capture our faces, please, please, and please. So while he's giving us the closing remark, let's use that one to open our camera to keep our faces. If you are confident with it, can you on your camera, please? Engineer Osman Abdurrahman, sir, you can give us the closing remarks, sir. Thank you for joining us, for having you. Others, please, let's on our camera if you are fine with it. Let's all see our beautiful faces. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you as you are on your camera. Let me take the permission, because we are going to give the feedback to our Facebook. Let's say to just give the feedback of this program on our social media, and we'll be sharing just the screen of the attendance. So in case we come across it on our what is it called, social media account, I believe everybody we are fine with it, and sorry for just telling you now. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, all right. Should we seek for a volunteer to give us the closing remark? Abike, are you set? To give us the closing remark, or anybody that is fine with it? I don't want you to be doing don't to be doing everything. Yeah, Abike, yeah, or mute. Let's hear your voice.
Assalamu alaikum.
What's on to lie?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Abdul Majid Muhammad, and I want to especially thank every one of you, especially the hosts of this program, the co-hosts, the speakers, and everyone who has been able to join from the beginning to the end. And I pray Almighty Allah to continue to protect every one of you who have made this program come true. And I hope every one of us will put in what we've learned. And I look forward to more of this from the program. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. May Almighty Allah bless every one of us on the call. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And lastly, let's appreciate one of our Sayyidis that makes this today's webinar a memorable one. Is the synergy between the speaker and the organizer. So the person of Sayyidi Abdurrahman Kishki. So everybody knows is our Sayyidi. So my kudos to him. And I believe that he will be hearing the kudos as I'm speaking it, because I know. Don't let me just say too much, because it's the synergy between the speaker and the host. So because of the busy schedule and this and that. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining today's webinar. We really appreciate your time. And I believe we can take something home to go with, and also to re-strategize our world or the way we handle the cloud storage. Thank you so much, everyone. So today at this end, Aisha, can you draw the curtain of today's program?
All right, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Abdul Majid, for the closing remark. And to our speaker, may God reward you abundantly. To the host, the co-host, everyone here, all the participants, thank you so much. We look forward to having you in the next webinar by the grace of God.